When the Denver Broncos report for training camp on July 27th at the UC Health Training Center, they'll be doing so without Von Miller for the first time. And now there's a new era of pass rushers in the fray here with Randy Gregory and Bradley Chubb. This is your Denver Broncos training camp position preview, focusing on the outside linebacker position. I'm Cody Rourke, Senior Broncos Analyst at Mile High Sports. Let's dive into it. As the Broncos enter training camp at the end of July, there's a lot of questions as to whether or not Randy Gregory will be healthy and will be ready to give it a full go as he continues to recover from offseason shoulder surgery. Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett said earlier on in the offseason that they're monitoring it, and they're monitoring it on a day-to-day status, so that could change things. But even if he does get on the field, it is expected he is going to have a little bit of a lower workload as he ramps up to be ready for the regular season opener against the Seattle Seahawks. The expectation is that he and Bradley Chubb will be the starters this year for the Broncos in new defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero's scheme in 2022. Now, what about the Broncos and their efforts of getting the pass rush home at the opposing quarterback in waves, as Hackett has alluded to? Well, it makes sense that if the Broncos want a power rush package here this season, Randy Gregory, Bradley Chubb seem like the perfect ideal combinations on the outside. But if the Broncos need a speed rush package, it makes sense that Broncos second-round draft pick Nick Bonito out of Oklahoma and Baron Browning, who's made the transition to edge rusher, probably makes sense for that speed rush package. The Broncos also have Aaron Patrick on the roster, as well as undrafted rookie free agent Christopher Allen. There's also Malik Reed, who's returning this season, but there are a lot of questions with how deep the Broncos edge rusher room is going into training camp. Will they be able to keep everybody? Who is the odd man out? Will the Broncos look to trade a player like Malik Reed and give an opportunity to go start for another team? Now, if there's a little bit of a hiccup in Randy Gregory's recovery, or if there's an injury that happens throughout training camp, Malik Reed is that expected number 3 edge rusher behind Randy Gregory, behind Bradley Chubb. So he'll have an opportunity to make a case for the Broncos to keep him here in 2022. It is a deep room right now and at a position of need for this Broncos football team. We'll see how it all translates here throughout training camp and the preseason.